Welcome back to our chess combination series. So in a few days from now, we're going to have the World Chess Championship between Mr. Carlsen, the world champion, and the contender this year, Mr. Ian Nepomniachtchi from Russia. I thought it would be a good time to show one of the games that demonstrate how did Ian get to this level? How is Ian going to play for the World Championship title? And that's where this game really comes in handy, where he's playing against another Russian Grandmaster, Aleksandr Kharitonov, in the year 2009. So we get this sharp position from Caro-Kann, pawn of variation, where you have this isolated pawn. You have white's pieces like scrounging through, like pillaging everything they can find. And you have all these holes, I should mention, that the dark square bishop was traded off. So black is not feeling so awesome on the dark squares. And this knight is kind of flimsy. The rooks are kind of flimsy. They're not working. F7 is under heavy fire. And they're just trying to say that this knight will stay here forever and no one can touch him. And as long as this knight is here, black is saying, oh, you can't get through. How are you going to checkmate me? And it's true that the knight is strong, but the knight is not all powerful, as the next move shows. So we have our chess combination starting right here, and I'll give you 3 seconds to try and find it. Feel free to pause the video and see what you can find. 3, 2, 1. And I want to say congratulations if you found the move. Knight G takes F7. Okay. From out of nowhere come all sorts of tactical distances and patterns. For example, we have a forking pattern on F7, as you will find out very soon. It looks like just a bad trade. So a beginner may look at this and say, oh, okay, rook takes knight, knight takes rook, king takes, and then this is great for black, right? Because the king will run back, the rook will come to F8. This is actually great for black. Black is having a great time with the two minor pieces. Eventually, the knight will come over to F6, just cover everything, and black is probably better, okay, because there is an isolated pawn, the queen is well placed, and actually black is not doing so bad with piece activity. For that matter, Ian had no intention of going for two minors against the rook and a pawn. No. He actually wanted queen takes h6. And after queen h6, out of nowhere, we sack the queen and say, come on, take it, so we get our fork pattern over here. Okay, so first we decoy the rook to f7, then we decoy the king to h6, just to get this awesome forking pattern. Okay, if you did take, then everything is falling apart. For example, check, king runs away, we pick up this guy, we attack the bishop for that matter, the bishop has to run away, then we have another trade if we wanted, so I will be looking at boom, 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 and collect on e6 with a winning endgame. But that's not what happened in the game. Because in the actual game, the king said, fine, I'll just run away. What are you going to do about it? And boom. Knight takes f7, we collect our prize. The reason we want the rook right now is not because we want material, but actually we want the 7th ring. And we're going to destroy everything on the 7th ring. Let's see how. If they ignore it, I'm just going to come knight g5. So they have to take. He has no choice. Okay. And we could take a pawn right away. I know a lot of people in blitz, they wouldn't even think, just gobble and run away with the pawn, try to do something here. But Ian was thinking, wait a second. If only I could get a queen here instead of the knight, because check here, nothing special, right? It's not exactly convincing. What if I play rook takes? He destroys the knight and says, come on, take it. How are you going to take it? Oh, you're going to take it with the queen. Well, if you take it with your knight, you're going to lose more material. So you might as well take it with your queen. But wait a second. Your queen isn't exactly well guarded. The only thing helping it is the knight. I could skewer you right now, but it's a broken skewer because of the knight. What if I get rid of the knight? First, remove the guard. You have this plethora of tactics all in one combination. After bishop takes d5, the queen loses the friend it desperately needed. Queen takes h7 is coming for the skewer, and the only way to stop it is to run back home. If you run back home, you can run into the corner, which is what happened, but he's not exactly safe here. Okay, the king is still in big trouble, and the rook is still far away to help. So on top of that, we're up to pawns. A lot of people would try to checkmate right away and try to go for the dark squares. But why? There's no need. We're just gonna close the door on the bishop. And after we close the door, I love the next move. And I'm gonna finish off with the next move, which is Queen C1. Okay, the rest of the game is not important because we're up 2 pawns and we're not gonna try to mate them. We're not gonna try to be stubborn. There is no need because the endgame is completely winning and we can force Queen C3. So even if he does run away, I can just play Queen C3. He's forced into a completely winning endgame where the D pawn, F pawn, and control of the C file gives white more than enough leeway for the win. Okay, so what happened there? Basically, a really cool forking pattern stemming from the lack of black pieces nearby the king, and too much pressure on f7, plus the Swiss cheese on the dark squares. It was just too much for black to handle. So I wish good luck to Ian in his World Championship match, and I hope that you can play just like him in your games. Thanks for watching.